Yeah, good morning to all. Once again, so in the last class we are discussed regarding the decision-making statement. We are discussing regarding the decision-making statements. Next, we are discussing regarding the looping statement. Okay, we have discussed two things. One is the decision-making statements, and the second one is the looping statements. Okay. So when we use decision-making statement is
ఫోన్లో పెట్టరా
Yeah, okay. So decision making, generally whenever there is a situation where we need to test in a condition. See here, generally whenever you are doing in a program, we cannot expect always only sequential flow of execution. For example, if you take an example to check a given number is even number or odd number. See here, based on the number only, you may take the decision. If you say, for example, a number, you cannot directly decide this is an even number or this is an odd number. Okay, so based on the situation, so how you are checking the condition. For example, if the number percentile to equal to 0, then you may confirm that this is an even number or an odd number. See here, based on the whatever the given input, either it may be going to print even number or it may be going to print odd number, but at a time it cannot print both even number and odd number. This is the situation. If you take real time, everywhere in the real time while implementing the program, most of the time we are using the decision making statements. Without having the decision making statement, we cannot have the any programs. If you take anything, for example, if you want a student, okay, to write an exam, first whether it is valid student or invalid student. If it is an invalid student, immediately he may be expelled. If it is a valid student, it will be allowed to enter into a college. Next, if you want to write an exam, okay, you are entered in a college. If you want to write an exam, you need to enter into an exam hall. There they may check whether it is having the valid all ticket number, valid all ticket and ID. Okay, if it is true, then only that person will be entered into an exam hall, or else, okay, it may be expelled from the exam hall. See here, if you take anything in the real time, okay, anything in the real time, definitely most commonly, most oftenly, we may use the decision making statements. Okay, so decision making statement, nothing but there is a condition, we will check the condition, it may be true or false. Okay, decision making statements are always evaluated to either true or false. If it is true, you are performing the some activity. If it is false, you may perform the some activity. In order to do, okay, in order to performing the decision making statement in Python, you are having the simple if statement. Okay, you are having the simple if statement. Next, you are having if else statement. Simple if statement, you are having the if else statement. Next, you are having nested if else, nested if else. Next, you are having elif ladder, elif ladder. Okay, so these are the various decision making statement with respect to Python. First one is the simple if statement. In case of simple if statement, you are evaluating the condition. If condition is true, okay, if you whatever the given condition is true, then you may execute. If the condition is true, then you may execute if body, you may execute if body and rest of the program. If condition is evaluated true, sorry, if condition is false, so you may not execute the if body. Okay, you may continue with the rest of the code. Okay, this is in case of simple if statement. In case of simple if statement, if condition is evaluated to true, then you may execute the if body. After the completion of the if body, you may execute the rest of the code. If the condition is false, so you may not execute the if body directly, you may execute the rest of the code. This is in case of simple if statement, or we can call simply it is an if statement or simple if statement, no problem. Second one is called if statement. In case of if else statement, if condition is true, you are perform some activity. Means if condition is true, you are executing the if body. If condition is false, it is false, you may execute the else body, but you cannot execute the both. Okay, either you may execute the if body or you may execute the else body. That is totally depend upon the condition. Whatever the condition you are giving, based on that condition, either you may execute the if body or it may be else body, but not both. Next, what is mean by nested if else? Nested if else means if we want to insert one if else, if we want to use any one if else statement into any another if statement or else statement or both. Okay, generally when we use means nested if else means, okay, when we use if else, if or if else, or if else into another if or else or both. Okay, so here you may use the simple if statement. See here, this one, first one, or else you may use the second one, if else. Okay, you cannot use the else alone, right? Either you may use if or else into any another if statement or else statement, or you may use the both if and else statement. Okay, so in those situations we can simply call it as a nested if else. Okay, see here, generally whenever you are using the if, you are checking the only one condition. In case of if else also, you are checking the only one condition. Suppose whenever there is a situation where you need to check multiple condition one by one, then you need to go with an else if ladder. Okay, if you want to check an multiple conditions, right, you may go with an multiple condition in the sense multiple condition multiple times. So here first you are checking for the condition. If it is evaluated to true, then only that part will be executed and the remaining part will be skipped. If the first condition is false, then it will go for the checking for the second condition. If it is true, fine, or else if it is false, then it will go for the third condition, it will go for the fourth condition, till to end of the loop, sorry, end of the loop. Okay, this is regarding the decision making statements. We already discussed. The next one is the looping statement. I hope we are completed programs on if statement, if else statement, and elif ladder. Okay, today we'll see some programs on looping statement. Before that, looping statement, or another name for the looping statement is iterative statements. Looping statements are also called iterative statements, or it is called repetitive statements. Okay, so you may use the different authors may use the different terminology. Looping statements or iterative statements or repetitive statement. What it means, okay, simply executing the, what is mean by iteration, what is mean by loop means it is a process of executing piece of code multiple times. Then you need to go with a looping statement. So yeah, just we are discuss sequential flow of algorithm, and this is a conditional flow algorithm. This one is an iterative flow of algorithm. For example, whenever student is enter into an hall ticket, take a situation, whenever your student enter into an hall ticket, see here, every student, for first student we need to check whether it is a valid ID card or hall ticket. Second scenario, okay, if it is a valid for the third student, for the fourth student, fifth students, up to some 24, means you are doing the same activity multiple times. Whenever you are doing the same process, okay, in this case for the 24 students, you need to repeat the same process. In this case, in these scenarios, you may go with a looping statement. Simply we can say it is a process of executing the piece of code repeatedly or multiple times. That is, we can call it as a simply looping statements. Okay, Next, what are the different loops? We already discussed loops are generally divided into two types. One is called entry control loop, second one and another name for this one is pretest loop. Entry control loop or pretest loop. Second one is called exit control loop. Second one is simply called exit control loop or post test loops. Okay, what is mean by entry control loop? Entry control loop means, okay, if the beginning of the loop, if the condition is evaluated, see here in case of entry control loop, beginning of the loop condition is evaluated, beginning of the loop condition is evaluated, such kind of loops are simply called as entry control loop. What is mean by exit control loop? At the end of the loop, condition is evaluated. If the end of the loop condition is evaluated, then such kind of loops are called exit control loop or post test loop. Sir, what are the various examples for the entry control loop? Entry control loops are, you are having the two entry control loops in Python. One is the for loop, second one is the while loop. These two are called entry control loop. Okay, luckily we don't have any exit loop in with respect to Python. Okay, so they are the two entry control loop or post test loops. Okay, next, what is the, we already discussed the difference between for loop and while loop. Okay, so while is a sentinel loop, is a sentinel loop, but we can use while loop as a counter control loop. Here while is an generally it is a sentinel loop, but we can use the while loop as a counter control loop. See here, what is meant by counter control loop means, so before executing the loop, we will know how many times the loop is going to be executed. That is called entry control. That is called counter control loop. Sentinel loop means at the end of the loop, we will know how many times it is going to be executed, but well in advance. In case of if it is an counter control loop, well in advance we will know how many times the loop or the body of the loop will be executed. That is in case of counter control loop. If it is in a while loop, we don't know how many times the loop is going to be executed well in advance. After the completion of the while loop or it may be for loop, we will know everything, but before we don't know. That is the purpose of introducing these loops. Next, for loop. For loop is a counter control loop. It is simply counter control loop, but we can use it. Sentinel loop. We can use it as a sentinel loop. So this is the difference between while loop and for loop. We are discussed, and few more control statement, break. So what is the purpose of the break statement? Okay, so break statement causes, okay, every time break statement causes early iteration. It always causes early iteration. So we'll see while discussing in a program, we'll see what is meant by early iteration. Only one thing, whenever you are using break is used to exit from a loop. It is used to exit from a loop. Okay, so most of the time we are using the break inside a loop to exit from the loop. For example, if it is in a nested loop, if you are using the break inside an inner loop, then it will be exit to the outer loop. If you are using the break in outer loop, it will come out from that loop. Okay, means it will go for the previous loop. If it is a nested loop, it will go for the control will be written to the previous loop. You are having the, if you are having the only one loop, then it will be exit from that loop. That is the usage of the break statement. Simply it is used to exit from the, means it is used to terminate the flow of execution of the loop repeatedly. Next one is you are having the one more statement, continue. So what is the purpose of the continue? Continue statement causes early iteration. It always causes early iteration. So you'll see what is meant by early iteration. Sorry. Next you are having the pause. Pause is nothing but we can simply call it as a pause for a while. A while means, so whenever you are printing an output one by one, okay, you are printing in some 1 to 10 numbers. After 5 point you are using the pause statement, then in this case for a while it won't print anything, it will be sit idle. That is the purpose of the pause statement. Okay, we'll see the all things examples one by one. Okay, so first we will see for loop, right? We will see for loop, even while loop. Okay, first one is write a program to perform the sum of the 1 to n numbers using for loop. Okay, write a program to perform the sum of first n numbers. Just write a program. Write a program to perform sum of first n numbers using for loop. By using the for loop, you need to perform the sum of the first n numbers. Take some variable. I want to take the some variable n. Okay, n equal. I want to read the input from the keyboard. Input n equal to int input of enter a number. Enter a number. Next, I may take the one more variable. Sum equal 0. Sum equal 0. Now I want to take for loop. Can anyone tell how can I take the for loop? I want to perform the summation of the first n numbers. That is the 1 to n numbers. I want to take for loop. How can I take the for loop? For I in we are discussed one data type called range. In range, there you are having the, in case of range also you are having the three versions. One is the range of n, means it will take the digits from the 0 to n minus 1. Next you are having next range of n1 comma n2, it will take the values in the range n1 to n2 minus 1. Third one is the range of n1 comma n2 comma m. Okay, so in this case it is going to take the values up to n minus 1, but the increment factor is 1. Okay, now I am taking the values from the directly n plus 1. See here, I want to display the sum up to n plus 1, sorry, up to n numbers. N numbers means if you want to take, if you take here only n instead of n plus 1, for example, you may check. See here, n. Now what I want to perform the sum. Okay, sum equal sum plus I. Sum equals sum plus I. Next, I want to display the sum. Print sum is, I want to print sum is, say here, control S for loop. Okay, now check this one. Enter a number. See here, I am entering a number 10. So what is the expected output for the 10? 45. Is it right or wrong? Is it right or wrong? Please respond. So if you take the input is equal to 10, it is going to display 45. It is right or wrong? No one is there. Please respond anyone. What is this? Output is right or wrong? So we are taking the input
Right.
equal to
Wrong, sir.
okay. So the sum of the first n numbers. What is the formula? N into n plus 1 by 2. So in this case, we need to get 55. Okay. Instead of 55, we are getting only 45. The reason is here range value. If you take here n in this case 10. 10 means the for loop will be repeated up to 1 to 9 only. Okay. So if you want to print the sum up to first 10 numbers, you need to always take it as an n equal n plus 1. Okay, the higher bound is always exclusive. Because of that reason, we are getting only 45. Now see here. Okay, so this is how you may display the sum of the first 10 numbers using for loop. Okay, how you can display the sum of the first 10 numbers using for loop. Okay, everyone just take the programs. Next, I will write one more program. Next, write a program. See here, if you are having any doubts, you may ask. Okay, how many times regarding this one looping statements? These are the very important things. Even though they are not part of your syllabus, but it is it is necessary. Definitely, we need to going to use very oftenly, very commonly. Right? Next, I will write the same program by using the while loop. See here, just write a program to display sum of first n numbers using while loop. I want to use the while loop. So now in this case, once again read the input n equal int of input enter a number. Okay, enter a number. Next, I am taking some variable I equal to, directly I may take I equal to 1 and sum equal to 0. Okay, while condition, what is the condition is I less than or equal to n. Condition is I less than or equal to 1, just sum equal sum plus I. Next condition is I equal I plus 1. I equal I plus 1. At the end, you may print output print is equal sum. This is an example for the while loop. Run this program. Sorry. I less than or equal. So here enter a number. I enter 10. Okay, this is how to write the same program by using the while loop. So here this is so same program. One is by using the while loop and other one is using the for. This is the while loop and this is the for loop. So how to use these two things? Okay, any doubts regarding these programs? Please Are you clear? Any doubts regarding these programs?
No, sir.
Okay. Next, we will see one program on the break keyword. Just write a program which print square of the given number, or else write a program just to illustrate break break keyword. Okay, write a program to illustrate break keyword. So see here, just I want to print first n numbers. I want to print n numbers equal to int input enter a number, input enter a number. Now see here, for I in range 1 to n plus 1, in the range 1 to n plus 1, print I. Now what is the expected output for this program?
One, two, three, four, five, six.
Okay, it is like just it will print the numbers. So it will print, for example, 1 to 10 numbers. Now whenever the number is divided by 5, okay, immediately it should be exit from the loop. Okay, in general it will print the 1 to 10 numbers. Now whenever, if number equals number divided by equals 0, immediately just print the loop is bypassed by break. The loop is bypassed by the break. So now see the output from this module. Enter a number, some 50. So here generally it will print, actually it needs to display the numbers up to 1 to 50, but whenever the condition here, what is the condition we are taking? It is an like given number is divided by 5. Whenever the number is divided by 5, the remainder is 0, immediately it will bypass the flow of the loop. Okay, that is a statement, that is the usage of the break. Okay, so the ultimate purpose of the break is to exit from the loop. It is generally used to exit from the loop. That is the usage of the break statement. Okay, next this is the program on the break keyword. Next you may write the program, illustrate the program to illustrate continue keyword. Illustrate the continue keyword. So or else just you may or instead of this one print even numbers using continue statements. Even you may apply this one also. So here I may take this some number int of input of enter a number. So your given number is, for example, is it is n. I want to display the all even numbers up to n. I may take the range for I may take the range for I in range simply what I may take 1 comma n plus 1 in the range 1 plus 1. So here if I percentile 2 equal to 1, I percent 1 continue. Next print of I. So in this case, what is the expected output? What is the expected output? See here, for example, if you take for I equal the range 1 to 10. For the first iteration, the value is I equal to 1. See here, I percentile 2. What is the value of I percentile 2 value? It is then a 1. 1 equal to 1. Condition becomes true. Then it will execute the continue statement. When the continue statement is executed, immediately control will go for the next iteration instead of executing the print statement. For example, the second case for I equal to 2, 2 percentile 2 equal, that is the 0. 0 equal to 1 means condition is false. In this case, continue statement won't be executed and it will print I value. It will simply print I value. Similarly, for the third iteration I value is 3. 3 percentile 2 is, the remainder is 1. 1 equal to 1 is condition is true. Then continue statement will be executed. Control go for the next iteration and it will for the I equal to 4, 4 percentile 2 equal to 0. 0 equal to 1. 1 means condition is false. In this case, continue statement won't be executed and it will print this one I value. This is the how you may use the continue statements. Just continue. So here enter number. So here these are the various even numbers by using the how you can print by using even numbers or odd numbers, anything that is your wish based on the continue. Here only one point I want to say is, so generally whenever you are using the continue statement, instead of executing the entire body, it will execute the partial body only and it will go for the next iteration. We can simply call that iteration is early iteration. Whenever we are using any continue statement always causes early iteration only. This is regarding the continue statement. This is simply how you may use the continue statement. And next you are having one more statement, that is the past statement. See how you may use the past statement. Just you may take just illustrate past statement. Just whenever this condition is becomes true, whenever this condition is becomes true, just see what is going to happen. The control as was statement. Now say here, enter some number 50. Print it will was this run. See here, first you are entered a number immediately for the 1. Okay, it is executing the pause statement. Thereafter it is executing 1 and 2. Okay, pause is nothing but simply it is in a pause. Okay, second one is after 2 it will be, see here, the pausing time is very less in terms of nanoseconds. Generally these are used while implementing the games. Because of that reason you may not identify it. Okay, you may get the immediately output, you may not identify it. Generally used for implementing the we will discuss this one once again with respect to while using the classes, these exception handling things, object oriented Python. Okay, these are for the functional oriented Python, just to see how you may use the pause statement. This is regarding the various looping statements. Next you are having one more thing. So generally when we use the else statement, when we use
If
the else statement,
false, if the condition is false.
generally we are always use the else statement within a if condition only. But with respect to Python, you may use, okay, you may use the else statement with respect to loops also. So we will see how you may use with respect to loops. Just to see, I'm reading this some number n, so I will read it. Okay. Now, else print loop is executed. ఒక 11 కి రండి. Okay. Executed, sorry, else is executed when break statement not executed during iterations. Now see here, I will take the range some 1 to 6. Now, okay, just for I in range 1 to 6, I am reading the any arbitrary number from the keyboard. If it is percentile, I percentile equal 0, then the loop will be bypassed, or else simply I want to print that number. Okay, now see this, just see the output. First I am reading a number 8. Okay, sorry, 8 means it is going to print I values only. Next I am taking this some number 9. In this case it is going to print. Next some 7, 3, and some, sorry, 1. See here, in this case actually how many iterations we are planned? We are planned for the So this is not. We are planned for the 5 iteration. That is the first 1 to 6 means it is going to be executed 5 times. Now see the with respect to output. Now run this model once again. So in the previous iteration, see here, first time you are entered the 8, it is printing this value 1, 2, 3, 4. Means how many times it is going to execute it? Enter number is 1. The loop is bypassed by the break. What the condition I have written? Sorry. Here, sorry. Number percentile equal to just print and value, not a value. Okay. So here, just run this module. I'm enter this some value 8. So it is going to print 9. Next 7, 6, 4. See here, the loop in this case, actually there are 5 iterations. So it will be successfully executed by the 5 iterations and there is no break statement to be executed. In this case, else is executed when break statement is not executed during the iterations. Now see this one, actually what is our condition is if the number is divided by the 5. Take this scenario, second case, just I am enter the number some 7. Next, say here 5 percentile 5 is 0. In this case, break statement is executed. Whenever the break statement is executed, else statement won't be executed. Either else be executed or break be executed. Generally, whenever you are using the break, most commonly in Python, we may use the else. Okay. So we may use the else with respect to if statement. You may use the else with respect to looping statements, and we may use the else statement with respect to exception handling also. We will see coming classes. Okay, this is regarding the various control flow keywords. Okay, any doubts regarding this one, or still you want more examples? It is clear, still you want more examples, please respond. Anyone is there or not, please respond.
Clear, sir.
Enough or still we want more examples?
More examples, sir.
Okay, fine. Just write a program to display the multiplication table. Write a program to display the multiplication table using the for loop. Just see here, just display multiplication table. I want to display the multiplication table. So just n is equal to int of input enter a number to display multiplication table just okay. So condition I may take for I in range, you may take 1 to n plus 1. You may take in the range 1 to n plus 1. Sorry, the range n plus 1. Next, print. I want to print something like how you may print n into, sorry, it is not 11. I want to print value something like 5 into 1. 5 is nothing but here our n. Next into 5 into, or you may take this one also, no problem. 5 into 1, that is the I. Next equal, sorry, equal, next n into I, n into I, that's it. So this is the program for multiplication table. Multiplication table. So just the number. I want to display the multiplication table of the 8. See here, this is simply how to how to display the multiplication table using the for loop. You may write, if you want to write the same thing, you may write by using the while loop also. Okay, this is for the multiplication program. Next, write a program to check given number is prime or not. Write a program to check given number is prime or not. New file. Write a program check given number is prime or not. Prime or not. So take the number int of input of enter a number, okay. Next I want to check this one, okay, even number, sorry, prime number or not. So I may take this some flag equal true, flag equals true. Next, so if you want to n is a prime number, what is the range we need to take? How can you say n? When we say n is a prime number, when we say n is a prime number,
When it is multiple with 1 and multiple with,
okay, whenever the number is multiple divided by 1 and itself, then we can call it as a prime number. Okay, definitely it is divided by 1 and itself, then we can simply, if you take any number, every number is divided by the 1 and itself. Okay, now I in range, definitely it will be divided by 1 every number. So I don't want to take 1. So I want to take from 2 and n. N means at most it may divided by n by 2, or else you may take simply n also, no problem, right? N means up to n minus 1. Now if I percentile, sorry, n percentile I equal to 0, just to make flag equal false, break. Okay, now if Flag equal. Now, if it is flag equal to true means it is even number, or false means even number. For which value it is even number, for which value it is, sorry, for which value it is a prime number, for which value it isn't a prime number.
True, it is a prime number.
Okay, for the flag value true, it is a prime number. Okay, now you may check simply true, then print. Okay, print is prime number dot format of what is the value you want to display is n. Else print n is not prime number. Not format of n. Okay, so here this argument, simply this is the argument will be replaced with the n. Okay, Control S, prime 1. Okay, now run this program, enter a number, suppose 9. 9 is not a prime number. And one more thing is very important thing is, generally whenever you are executing in a program, you may get the output, but see here, if it is to check a prime number or not, you need to take one input as a prime number and you need to take one input as a non-prime number. Okay, just giving the prime number and you are getting the output, that is not at all the case. Okay, so now onwards, whenever you are taking, you need to take the both these scenarios. Now once again, see here, I will take this 7. 7 is a prime number or not? 7 is a prime number. Okay. Any doubt regarding this prime number program?
No doubts.
Okay, fine. Next, will you able to convert this one to NA? So this is the only program for to display, to check given number is prime or not. Similarly, will you able to convert this one to NA to display first n prime numbers? So now your task is for the tomorrow. So you need to display the, you need to write the program, reverse of a number, reverse of a number, next Armstrong number, next palindrome, next Fibonacci series, Okay, you need to write, and next one is first n prime numbers. Okay, you need to write the all things your own. Don't copy anywhere. Okay, so if you are not able to write, we will discuss, no problem. But don't copy anywhere. For this concept, reverse of a number means, for example, if it is a 123, so you need to display it as a 321. Okay, what is meant by Armstrong number? Means, for example, if we take 153 equal 1 cube, okay, that is the 1 cube plus 5 cube plus, sorry, control Z, equal to 1 cube plus 5 cube plus 3 cube. Then such kind of numbers is called as simply Armstrong number. Next, palindrome means, suppose if you take 121, so reverse it, again you may get 121 only. Such kind of numbers are called palindrome numbers. Fibonacci series means, for example, Fibonacci series starting digit is always 0 and 1. Next digit is sum of the previous two. That is the, here what are the previous is 0 and 1. 0 plus 1 is 1. Next sum of these two. Okay. 1 plus 1, 2. 2 plus 1, 3. 3 plus 2, 5. 5 plus 3, 8. Okay. 13. This is the way you need to display. Next, n prime numbers. 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, 23. Okay. Next 29. These are all the prime numbers. So up to n numbers you need to display the prime numbers. Okay. So these are the tomorrow assignment, and tomorrow we will discuss some more like patterns. Okay. Like a Pascal triangle, pyramid of numbers. So we'll see some of the examples of those type. Okay. Shall I wind up the class?
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
So, but you should come with assignment.
Okay, sir.